girls get taken advantage of by men and then feel unsafe. They just don't want to deal with it.
Back at it again. It's the Photo Culture Podcast. I go by the name Exotic Rose, and I have my co-host Money Mitch. And today we have a returning guest. It's been a while. Kandyce, Jules, how you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We're great.
Good. I'm glad.
So last time we spoke, you gave us like a whole lesbian 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was like going in. So I know last time we spoke, you said that one of the two places you wanted to move to is LA and ATL, and now you ended up at ATL. So what made you say, hey, this is time for me to move to ATL?
So at the time I wasn't in acting school, and I enrolled like a couple weeks later. For 2 years I was just doing that, and all my teacher ever talked about is how since Florida is a right to work state, everything is now moving to Atlanta for the fact that taxes is a big part of it. But Atlanta is like the production company of the whole US. Like everything happens here. TV shows, commercials, movies, because everything's so much cheaper. So people want to obviously save their money when it comes to those things. So that's all she talked about. She always would tell us that it is a right to work state now, but slowly progressing, it'll be a referral state only, which means you won't get an agency unless you have a referral from a school or a well-known casting agency. So I kind of pushed myself to be like, if I can do Atlanta, I think I'd be able to like move forward to move to LA, because for me that is such a big move. Coming from South Florida, Atlanta seemed a little bit closer range, so I wouldn't have to do such a drastic move because I am such like a family oriented person.
Okay, yeah. So how's ATL? The weather, I know it's different from Florida.
It's cold.
Certain times.
Yeah.
It's cold. I know that you guys had a little cold front for a good week. All my Florida friends were like dying. They're like, I don't do this shit.
Atlanta is nice. I used to live up there like back in from 04, 05 to
It's beautiful here.
Yeah, it's really nice. You can see the seasons change.
Exactly. I've never seen the seasons before. I was like, the leaves are changing colors. That's so crazy. I'm just used to like palm trees, just staying palm trees.
Yeah.
At one point, though, I could have sworn when I was little in Florida, you can tell when the weather's about to change. It doesn't happen no more. I don't know why, but when I was little, I remember the trees were like, you can tell when the season changed.
That's true.
I didn't pay attention.
I don't know. I don't know what happened though. Yeah, I remember as a kid, as a tree, I'm looking at the tree. You can like, oh, this is autumn, this is spring, this is winter. Like you can tell when it's season are changing. But now it seems like I don't know. It's like disrupted or something.
That's true.
Global warming.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. So yeah. So I know that you commented on our last interview we did with Natassia Dreams, and you said you love how we was bringing awareness to that. What was your thoughts on that interview we did and how we brought awareness to it?
Yeah, I just feel like when people think of the LGBTQ community, they don't necessarily think of the T, which is transgender. And for me personally, I never thought of, I didn't really think a lot goes into being transgender and pronouns until my brother, who he transitioned. And so it was like a big wake up call. I studied more on it. I learned more about his pronouns and trying to be as respectful and understanding and open minded as I can be during the situation. But at the end of the day, no one really talks about it a lot. So for you guys to be like a South Florida podcast that everyone listens to bring awareness and how it works and people's feelings, I thought was really admirable, because a lot of people, it is a touchy subject. Not a lot of people want to touch on it. So I thought it was like a really good move for you guys to bring awareness to more than just the lesbian girls and the gay guys.
Thank you.
True.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, thank you for that too. I know Clark said he had a couple questions he wanted to ask. I'm not sure if you want to bring him up, Clark, or
What's up, Clark?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Come on, Clark. What's going on?
No, I mean, as far as with with the orientation with like the transgender, like what did you feel like? Did you feel, especially like with your brother, like did you feel a certain type of way when he said he was going to transition? Like, did you feel strongly against that, or kind of like, was it like scared for him? Not against it, but scared for him mainly.
Yeah, I was
Actually,
very
before
scared.
Kandyce,
What's up?
before we even get into that, I forgot that you had told me that when your mom found out you was lesbian, she had actually took you to church and made people pray for you over you for hours.
Yep.
So now that I think about it, bringing this all back, what did your mom do with your brother when she found out?
I mean, he's a grown ass man now. He can't really do anything, but obviously
Oh, this was
try
later
to
on.
Yeah, this was probably, I found out, I just didn't bring it up because, like I said, going back to his question, is that I was very concerned and I was worried. The first thing I did was looking up statistics on it, and I forgot the percentage, but it was about 75% of people who transition kill themselves out of regret and out of bullying and out of everything else. So in my head, as a big sister, I'm like, panicking, but I'm not letting him know I'm panicking because I don't want him to think that I don't support him. I knew off the bat that I would support him through anything. It was just my own thing I needed to deal with. It was nothing about him. It was more about me. So I didn't want to put that upon him to think, oh, my big sister doesn't support me. So I did my own research. But yeah, it is very scary for him to transition and people to judge him and people to not think he's a man. It makes a lot of sense looking back at it because he liked girls, and I'd be like, oh, you're a lesbian like me, like two sisters that are lesbians. And he was like, I don't like being called a lesbian. It's like, okay, so you're pan, are you bisexual? Like, I don't know. So throughout the years, I never understood. And then he'd always lose a lot of weight, which a lot of people also don't know with the transgender community when it comes to trans men. It takes a lot. So for him, an example, he would lose a lot of weight to make sure his boobs would go flat. But obviously, as a woman, you can't really get rid of your boobs unless you get surgery. So me growing up every year and realizing the little things, little like hints are finally coming together, and that's when I kind of was like, okay, I get it. It makes sense. And so after that, it was just full board. My mom, though, to get back to your other question, not for it. Not for it at all. Still not for it. Calls him by his name growing up, which is Kenzie, but now his name is Kenan, so she refers to him as Kenzie, which at the end of the day is really funny. I know it sounds fucked up, but it's funny because we'll be out to dinner and she'll look at the waitress and be like, yeah, this is my daughter Kenzie. And my brother has a full beard, looks like a man, 5'9", and has a deep voice, has got his chest done, and the waitress just looks at my mom like she's crazy. Because in the eyes of the waitress, that is a man, that is a guy. So, she tries her very best. But when it comes to the older generations, my mom's in her late 50s, you can't teach them what they grew up in, especially in the Catholic household, a Hispanic Catholic household. I can't shake her head to be like support us, love us. Like, this lifetime is we only get once if we're lucky enough. Like, you need to like put your religion aside and see that we are still who we are when you gave birth to us. But it's all time. When I get married, we'll see if she's at the wedding, and then we'll do another podcast on that.
And that's crazy. So when she put you in that church, because I know you said that was the most horrible experience you ever had, and you was even hungry and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what were they doing exactly? Were they doing like dumb stuff, like throwing holy water at you or something like that, or what?
Well, not throwing holy water. It was more of like,
Cause
the cross on your forehead. They do this thing where they put their hands on you, and they speak in tongues. In the Christian world, tongues is like God gives you a syllable, and then you say it. It's like la 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 la. It's a lot. It's a lot. So that's all they did is pray over me, put their hands on my head, put a lot of pressure on my body to get out the so-called demon that was within me.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, because in some Catholics and Christians places, for you to be a lesbian or gay or transgender, they'll treat you like a demon. They just start throwing water at you like you're a demon or something.
Yep,
That's
from
why
the
I
good
asked you
old
that.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, that's
It's
crazy.
good to laugh about now. It's good to talk about, because I'm glad, even though there is a lot of parents that would do that to their kids, I feel as if it's so open now, and it's so much more not, I wouldn't say like approved of, but back then, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, it wasn't as much as it is now. So, you know, I laugh about it because, it did happen to me, but if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't be the way I am, and helping other people that go through it, that are like 16, 15, 17, that aren't able to leave their house yet financially.
Are you still scarred from it?
Okay.
Am I still scarred from it? I don't think so. I go to therapy. I've been going to therapy for 2 years, so that's one of the many traumas that I've already overcame. But I do still enjoy talking about it, because it reminds me that, like, oh, my life isn't perfect. My life isn't like rainbows and butterflies. It still kind of puts me back on earth, saying like, listen, like, everyone goes through it. And because I went through it, I think there's a bigger reason. So in the future, if someone else is going through it, I can help them with knowledge and experience. So I'll never forget what I've been through at all.
Okay. Go ahead, Clark.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like being in Atlanta, do you see, because when I lived up there, Atlanta was known for having, the gay community, or just different. But transgender, I know that's something different. I didn't really see. Actually, no, I can't lie. That was the first time I ever saw, like, there was a gentleman, and he had heels on and a skirt, and I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Because I never saw it, even in Florida, because they have a community down here, of course, Wilton Manors, and also on South Beach too. So
love Wilton Manors. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool over there. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty chill over there. They got but
they got a lot of rich folks out there.
Yeah, that too, and they have a really nice sushi spot there too. Really good sushi spot. But I was gonna ask you, like, how do you feel with the community up there? Like, is it more accepting, or how do you feel about it?
Up here is just a whole different culture. It's nothing like South Florida. Coming to Atlanta is a whole new breed, and not in a bad way. It's just the people are different. People dress different. People walk, talk different. It is like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just different culture. It's just, and especially in the gay community. I haven't been able to really make a lot of gay friends or lesbian friends or anything like that, mainly probably due to COVID. But I mean, there's a street in Atlanta near Piedmont Park where it's just like all the crosswalks are rainbow. Like, that whole strip is just gay. I love it. It is a lot different in South Florida. I'll give it that. People are a little bit meaner here. I don't know why. It's just people got the fucking attitude, and they're not afraid to say what's on their mind. So I respect it. Yeah.
Man, it changed since I was up there. Like, nice, and they say excuse me, thank you. But I think it's because a lot of people, I think it's because, like, even since I was up there, a lot of people moved from different states that are there, just like Florida. A lot of people moved from New York down here, so that's where that attitude comes from. It's like New York attitude, and they brought it down here. So.
Yeah. And I'm soft, so like, even if someone like puts their tone like a little bit, I'm like, oh my god, they're fucking mad at me. So I think I'm just a little bit too sensitive to the energy, but I think that's about it. Yeah.
Well, it's cool. Yeah. So do you like it up there? Like, as far as with the with the gay community and being lesbian? I mean, I know you said COVID, so you just moved up there not too long ago.
Yeah, I moved here in July. I didn't come up here for like leisure. I came up here for an agency. I came up here because South Florida was not giving me the bookings that I know I deserve.
Yes.
So I actually just got signed with an agency today. I signed the papers tomorrow for Hop Modeling and Talent Agency, which was my number one goal on to why I moved here. Like I said, because of production and more castings, and they're more open-minded than South Florida, because South Florida has like a specific type. Like you're not like the bad bitch, big ass, big boobs, like all that shit. Like you're gonna only be in music videos, all this. So for me as a tattooed girl, it's very minimal that they put me in a slot that I would get.
I would think that I would think that it would be better for you because, like, to be honest, a lot of the models out here, they got tattoos, and aside from like the big boobs and ass and everything like that, like just like being, because you are a good looking woman, you know what I'm saying? So I would think that they would put you. You're welcome. I would think that they put you into something, because especially tattoos,
her girlfriend
that's
hear
big
that.
right now.
My girlfriend would hear that. She's upset.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Thank you for the compliment. But so from what I've seen in South Florida for the 4 years I've had an agency, is that it's just the productions. It's not the people, the productions that move to Florida, that the movies they make, they're not necessarily looking for a lot of tattooed girls. When they're going to Fort Lauderdale, when they're going to Miami, West Palm Beach, is very like commercial people, very you see everyday kind of people. So in Atlanta, like they don't care, like they want the different. This is where the people who look different, of any skin color, anything really can really get into an agency, because people are looking for different and unique, because that's the thing coming up.
That's interesting that you said that too. That is
and
interesting.
you probably feel like you can be yourself out there too. That's what I'm. It sounds like you're saying. And in Miami, or Florida, they try to make you or portray you as something that you're not.
Yeah, I mean, it's acting. I'll portray myself as anything as long as it's a paycheck, but like at the same time, the roles were minimal, so yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't just put makeup on yourself. There's so many like ways to like cover your tattoos and stuff like that.
So my teacher would say to me that if they like you enough, they might even say, let's cover up your tattoos. But then that would be on my part. If you want to get in the trailer 3 hours in advance, so let's say it was 6 o'clock call time, you'd have to be there at 3 a.m. And that's even considering the makeup artist would be willing enough to cover up all my tattoos, because it would take about 2 hours in total to probably cover it up. But I'm happy to say that my acting has gotten a lot better. So I can understand why I didn't get as many jobs in South Florida, because I wasn't sharpening my tool. But here I'm going to get a new school. I have a new agency. It's just about like staying on top of it, because especially in these times, people can kind of get a little bit depressed under the weather. Holidays are coming up to where no one really wants to be motivated anymore. So I feel like it's all individually on the person.
Yeah, and going on like, the look of people, like, I don't know. There was somebody I was going to school to do like security and so forth. And there was a guy, because he did a few commercials. He actually did a commercial, I think with Dwayne Wade or something.
Oh,
And then
awesome.
he did, yeah. And it was like through an agency, like how, you know what I'm saying? Just randomly they picked him for the agency. And he was thinking that it was going to be a problem because he had dreads, he had like, dreads. And they were like, no, that's good, because that's the look right now. At that time, it was the look. Like they were looking for a guy with dreads to fit in certain areas, that was popular at that time. And that's when you got that. I mean, it was supposed to come out, but he did show us like the video, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I mean, as long as he gets the experience and the credit for it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's what matters. And so I guess they're, like you said, they're looking for people that are different too. Even though like everybody has dreads now, everybody has colored hair, everybody has, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just in the fact that they have to narrow it down to who can act better, who can portray the character in the scene and give that person in the script a voice. So it's all about putting who you are behind the door and walking in on who you were casted for.
In your opinion, what do you think is the best and worst part of discovering your sexuality?
The best part of discovering my I think just being happy and being my true authentic self, like holding my girlfriend's hand in public, kissing her in public, and not really giving a fuck what anyone has to say or if they stare, I think just more freeing. You know, like a heterosexual couple, you know, a heterosexual woman would just naturally never be intimidated by holding her boyfriend's hand or what people think, because, you know, you see it everywhere. But, you know, a lot of people would be nervous to show PDA in public for that exact reason. So I think that's a one thing I really do enjoy, is just being very open and loving to whoever my partner is. And the one thing that I would say is the hardest is what is hard about being a lesbian? Guys hitting on me and then saying you haven't had the right dick before, or your boyfriend did you wrong, or you haven't been with a real man yet, or you're too pretty to be gay. Like, well, hold on, you're too ugly to be straight, but here you are asking me I'm too pretty to be gay. Like, I'm sorry, like it's just not how it's gonna go.
Those are the typical things guys used to say. Well, they probably still say it, but in high school I used to hear that a lot. Well, you haven't got me, or you haven't met somebody like me before, or you haven't got the right size, or whatever the case is. Have you always been with girls, or have you been with a guy before?
Oh no, I've
You a little
been
bit,
with no, go
have
ahead,
you
poke me.
tried? Have you tried guys?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I've dated a lot of boys growing up, living with my mom, because I had to. And then a lot of things in the past, people found out I was bi, so I would have to date a boy, kiss and make out. I have had sex with one guy, so I'm not a gold star lesbian, even though that term is derogatory towards lesbians, even though they made it. I don't understand it. But I did have
Gold
sex with
star
one.
lesbian. That's the first I heard that.
That's the
So
first I
Really?
heard.
this we're gonna
You don't.
we're gonna add that to the lesbian dictionary that you did last time.
The dictionary.
Oh, so I'll say it really fast. A gold star lesbian is a lesbian that has never been with a boy, kissed a boy, touched a boy, had sex with a boy. So that's what a gold star lesbian is. But for me, I'm just like, who gives a fuck? Like, if you wanted to experiment with a guy, go ahead. It's your life. Like, you shouldn't let it, such a derogatory term in the lesbian community, not any other community, tell you that, oh, you're not a gold star lesbian, you're not lesbian enough. Like, if you sleep with a girl and eat her pussy, you're lesbian enough. So that's just what I think. But I have had sex with one guy at 18. Don't remember who he is. Don't know where he is now, but it was just not my cup of tea. It was on my 18th birthday, and I thought, my mom sent me this very pleasant text that says, I don't know what I like, and blase blase. She really got in my head. So this guy was next to me, and then took him home, and then we had sex for, I think, about 45 seconds, until like I turned around and was like, nah, it's not it, kid, it's not it. And I felt so bad, because I looked like I just took his entire manhood. His face just was white, because I turned to him and I go, thank you, and this guy's like, thank you, and I'm like, thank you for really like letting me know that I'm a lesbian. And then he just kind of like his thing was and that was it. But I never meant it to be like such like a fuck you. It was like, thank you for letting me get with you to see whatever I needed to see. And then, you know, he bought me McDonald's. What a gentleman in the morning. And then that was it. But I tried it, and then I texted my mom saying, I tried to be with a boy, and I'm lesbian. And then we never talked about it again.
Wow. Some people would say that don't really count, because
I know.
45 seconds.
That's what my mom said. I didn't feel good. It was like when
you kind of forced it too. It wasn't naturally.
Of course it's not naturally, because naturally I'm not attracted to men. So I'm thinking, if girls can have sex with whatever guy and not give a fuck, and if I can have sex with whatever girl and not give a fuck and just help her leave the next morning, like, what's the difference? So I thought, usually with a girl, it's an instant connection. We're both horny. We both know it. But with a guy, it was like, I need lube. Like, I'm not wet. Like, it's not working out. But I tried. It just felt uncomfortable. I just didn't like the feeling of like the muscles and the facial hair and the chest hair. It just made me like kind of like.
Dang, he 18 with all that?
No, he's not 18. He was 26. He was 26. I made sure that
he was an older guy too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't think he had experience, or he wasn't doing a good job.
Oh god damn. You guys kill me.
No,
yeah, I'm
like,
sorry, man. I would have wrapped that up. You would have been. You would have been thinking, so you'd have second thoughts. Like,
I feel that.
know.
I feel that. Be like, I don't know this guy from Culture Podcast. I'm like, I don't know.
Clark is like, Rose Day shout out.
You guys are fucking crazy. I love it.
This can tie into what I got to say too. One more question, Clark, before you go. Do you think having a female partner give you like an immediate advantage in understanding your partner over a male partner since you're lesbian?
No, you know how many times I wish I was at least bisexual, because women are fucking complicated. It is not like rainbows and butterflies. It is hard. It's two women who have periods, who have hormones, who are needy and loving and just, bitchy at the same time together 24/7. And it is hard because I feel like being with a boy, it'd be like, what's up? Like, I love you. Okay, I'll see you later. Like, kind of like chill, whatever. But, with girls, like, our hormones are crazy. Like, I'll be chill and I'll be needy, and then she'll be chill when I'm needy. And it's just always clashing. But it's just like, I love women. They're just really hot. Like, I don't know what to say. Just, they're soft. They smell good. They have boobs and they have an ass. So I was like, I don't even know. It's just very, like, for me, it's just very natural. Like, yes, it comes with the cons, just like I'm sure a heterosexual relationship has pros and cons, but there's a little bit more pros than there is cons to it when it comes to dating a girl.
Go ahead, Clark. I know he's going to ask something before I cut you off.
No, I was going to ask, like, okay, so, like, I've seen, like, I don't like to use terms like and offend somebody, like, especially in the lesbian, gay community, trans community. But like, I've seen, I don't know what you would call it, like a dyke, like they would say a dyke, or like or a stud. I would say a stud. Okay, so
those are different. She explained that in the lesbian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Last episode.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Actually, no, I did see that. I did see your interview, but that was a long time ago. I did see long time ago. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. So actually, I got more educated on the term stud and dyke. So a stud is, if you look it back to when it was in the gay community, a stud would refer to an African American female that dressed masculine. That was their term, that stud. So that term would be, just now where a lot of people are relearning what we didn't know back then, obviously in like the 80s and 90s, is that's for them. But a dyke is for like white girls, Hispanic girls, like, oh, that dyke, all this other stuff. Now there is feminine butch girls that dress masculine, long hair, and then there's masculine butch girls that have short hair. So everything I said in the previous podcast, to me at the time, was correct and was correct in the community until it was this year. A lot of things are like coming out this year with like respecting everyone. So I just found out, along with a lot of other people, that term stud is now their term, because whatever. So yeah, it was actually really interesting to learn that and to say that on the podcast, to refer it back to that.
Okay, yeah, that's
I just learned something new too. But go ahead and continue, Clark.
No, I was saying, like, I would, maybe this person was like a stud because she looked like, like black, but then again Hispanic too, so it could be dyke. But anyways, to get to the point, I saw she had like she had like a girlfriend, but then again, this is when I was in the car industry, but I saw her hitting on the guy, like the one that was, I was like, what? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, hold on, am I seeing something? I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, I would think her girlfriend is the one but the one that's looks more masculine was hitting on the guy, and I was like, oh, but I had my own like that.
Some guys like that. Maybe you said you work in the car industry. You worked in the car industry.
Yeah, I was in the car industry.
Maybe they were just trying to get a deal, and she was like, let me hold on. You know what I mean? Because from when I have guy friends, they're more inclined to like turn out a dyke or a stud more than a feminine girl, because for them it's like, look at me, like I did that shit, like that, you know what I mean? So but even then, you'd be surprised on how many masculine women are bisexual. They're just very afraid to talk about it because it's one thing like no one talks about. They feel like they're not gay enough or bisexual enough to dress how they feel comfortable and then be with a man. So that's like a whole other story. That's just really sad, because you would think in our community we'd be the most open community ever, but even being lesbian, there is so much heteronormative effects on us. Like a dyke or a stud needs to be with a femme. You don't ever see a dyke and a stud with another dyke and a stud. You don't see two femmes together. So it all goes full circle, the heteronormative norm in our community, which is pretty upsetting.
Yeah. And wow, I mean, I can't say I didn't know that, because I had my own experience with a chick that was a dyke.
Yeah.
But she would like, in a way, dress feminine. And it was one time that, like, more so when I would be around, but I would like, nah, I'm like, there's nothing to it. And then until one time there was like a party we were having to get together at a friend's house, and I had to go pick up some more liquor, and I was gonna just run out real quick, go get it myself. And she was like, yo, can I go with you? And I was like, yeah, we're cool. And we didn't end up going back to the party.
Oh my god.
But I mean, we chilled at the beach.
Okay, Money Mitch in the building.
Look at you.
But no.
Okay, I didn't get some tips from you, my boy.
No. No, but it makes sense what you're saying, Candy, is the bisexual, like them being bisexual and not wanting to come out all the way, and you know what I'm saying?
It's scary, yeah. It's sad. A lot of lesbians will refuse to date a bisexual girl. And it's like, why? They like women, like, stop being insecure. Like, just because I'm jealous, like they get the best of both worlds. Like they can scout out a guy and scout out a girl and see which one they like better. Like their dating pool is so much bigger for feminine girls being bisexual. So I can't even imagine what it is like to be a masculine woman and be bisexual. It has to be intimidating. It has to be scary. And I feel like my community needs to tighten the fuck up and let them be who they want to be. Like, that's what we're all about. But also, good for you.
No, I mean, just like the guy, she has her girlfriend now. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean, it happens. Maybe she just didn't, maybe she didn't like me, like, or just like guys, just never know, So
yeah.
In high school, they used to have some. Bro, I used to look at some bisexual girls or lesbians. I used to be like, why? You so beautiful. Why?
Yo, like, okay, no, I'm not even gonna get into it because I'm not trying to make myself.
Nah, let's get into it. Let's go.
No, but
let's
like,
get into it. Let's go.
There was this one girl in high school. This was in Atlanta too, because I went to high school in Atlanta and then I moved back down to Florida in 2007. So the 2004, 2007, see, that's how old I am. But anyways, thanks. There's this she was a stud, but she was light skinned and she had like light eyes, so guys were like still trying to hit on her, because to be honest, she was like, but I would be the one, I spoke to her and such, and like her experience, I guess, with a guy is what changed her. Something happened. I'm just gonna say.
I understand. So yes, that very much
Clark
does
speaking
happen.
in codes and stuff.
No, I understand what he's saying, though. I understand. So
no, I understand it too.
Okay. So yeah. So sadly, it does happen where men, take advantage of a girl and they no longer feel safe.
Yes.
So it's to the point where it's like, okay, I will be with a female. That's what I like. That's what I want to be with. So I hate to hear it. I hate to see it, but it happens. I have also dealt with men that have forced themselves upon me. But I think I've gone to therapy enough to know that I am my true authentic self. Whether I'm a lesbian now and then I go bisexual in 10 years, it just doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like if a girl can say she's lesbian now and then change her mind, who cares? She might meets the right guy and makes her feel safe and comfortable and she heals her inner child that got hurt and taken advantage of, then I would say go for it. But it does happen. Girls get taken advantage of by men and then feel unsafe. They just don't want to deal with it. They think all men are the same, which is not true, because I have a dad who is the most amazing man I've ever met. I have a stepdad who's the most respectful, amazing man I've ever met. So I know that is wrong. But that breaks my heart to know, like, at least she confided in you, and that actually means a lot, to trust you in that experience she had.
Yeah, and like Rose was saying, like, she was like beautiful, to be honest. Like you can tell, like, even though she dressed like, but like, it's like, dang, like how Rose, because back then I was younger, so we didn't know. We're like, yo, so why, but she is who she is, and and I saw her on Facebook like a while ago, and I was like, yo, that's her. And I was like, oh, what's up? Because I was cool with her in high school, and we lost touch, but she's cool, like real cool though. I respect.
Is she with a girl or a guy right now?
That's crazy.
A girl. It's with a girl.
A girl.
Yeah. So I mean, it's where, you know what I'm saying? I know what Rose, cause I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Because the lesbian and the bi women, I don't know why they so bad, man. I'm sorry.
It's true.
I don't know why.
Potential, man. They got so much potential. You'd be looking at them like, okay.
I mean, I don't want to say it like no potential, like we're trying to hunt, you know what I'm saying? But we're just,
he said hunt.
Hunt.
Yeah.
He's
I gotta
the scope.
Yeah, I know. But I gotta respect the decision. I'm just saying, like, they do, you know what I'm saying? They do have
It's true.
Just know guys are watching.
Yeah, no, for sure. So from what I've learned is that lesbians don't ever. So I don't know if you've seen a lesbian then dating a guy. Have you guys ever seen like a girlfriend that says she's a lesbian and then she pops up with a guy? It's mainly because, like I said, the gay community, they don't accept bisexual girls. So that's why the guys are like, I turned out a lesbian. I'm like, calm down. She was probably bisexual, but my community made her stay in the closet while staying in the closet. Like, she was out of the closet, but she was still in the closet. So I've experienced, even exes I've dated get with men after, and I'm like, that's completely fine. Like, you could have been 100% transparent with me. I wouldn't have left you at all. Just say, like, I'm bisexual and I'm proud. You know what I mean? And for her dressing masculine, I feel like when whatever happened to me, I dressed masculine right after, because I felt like I needed to cover my body. So it's so much psychological barriers women have to go through even now. And you don't even have to be gay. A girl can just feel so good in whatever the fuck they're wearing, looking sexy as fuck, and not be catcalled. They'll go outside, get catcalled, get swarmed by men. And it's like, that's why girls protest, and it's women empowerment and the slut walk, because, you can't define a girl by what she's wearing. She looks hot. She wants to look hot. Let her look hot. You don't have to be up on her shit and be like, oh, like, let me take you home. Like, she'll either pepper spray you or tase you. So it's like, you choose. Just like, be respectful and know, like, if she wants to wear baggy clothes, let her wear baggy clothes. And if she wants to be half naked and feel good as hell, let her do it,
Let's talk about gender roles. In a lesbian relationship, even though you both are females, like, is there one person that's more feminine, like more dominant, and then one person that's little bit more feminist?
Yeah, feminine. Yeah,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
There's dominant, and then there's feminine, submissive, dominant, submissive. And I'm sure in like a heterosexual relationship, the guy's usually dominant, the girl's usually submissive. But I do have some heterosexual friends where the guy is submissive and the girl is dominant. So all I can say is like, you never know. You never
That's
know. I
true.
was very much dominant in all of my past relationships. And then I met my girlfriend who was very much dominant. So I became more submissive. So I think it's
I
just
was just
like,
about to ask you that too.
yeah.
Do you think two dominant women can work and two submissive women can work, or
Yeah,
like
I feel
it
like,
does have to be one or the other?
no, that's why I say there's like that heteronormative form, because that only came from the heterosexual. Like the man is the dominant, the female is submissive. It's always been like that. So that is the thing that also follows the LGBT community. I think that two masculine women can be together. Dominant women can be together, and I feel like two submissive women can be together. Maybe two submissive women might not make the first move because they're afraid to, because they're scared and submissive. But I think it's all about compromise. If you love someone, what's the big deal of sexually being submissive or emotionally being submissive towards that person? As long as you guys are giving 100% and 100%, then I think you're fine.
That's
Yeah, I agree.
interesting. I never.
Who holds the door between you and your girlfriend?
Who
Or who
holds the
kills the
door?
spider? Or who kills the
Who kills the
spider or the
spider? Oh,
roach
we
or
don't
whatever?
kill spiders in this house. She loves insects. She
Oh
loves
wow.
bugs. So there'd be no killing of the spider. She tells me all the time she made a pact with a spider, and that's why she never gets bit, which is true, because um we'd be in like the Everglades or doing canoeing, and a bunch of like spiders would go on her and leave and not bite, but they would bite me, and I'm like, what, like, is that like, did you do like some voodoo shit? Because like they're not like coming towards you. It's crazy. But yeah, no, we both hold the door. We try to be just, like I said, 100 and 100. Like she does some things, I do some things. It kind of like be very even when it comes to it at the end of the day.
Okay. And from my understanding, this is not the same girl you was with 2 years ago, right?
No, it is not the same girl.
No.
Actually, when I was on the podcast, I was single, getting out of a relationship. And then I ended up talking to a lot of girls, dated one girl. We broke up last year, and now I'm with this girl, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I remember we was asking you questions and you were like,
I didn't want to talk about it. I was just getting over a
yeah.
breakup. Give me some slack. They were trying to get the details on me. I'm over here holding back tears. Like, anyway.
I could have sworn she said she was in a relationship in the beginning, and then towards the end she said, I'm single, ready to mingle. I'm like, which is it? What's going on?
Did I say that? I can't even remember. Oh, that's so embarrassing. I can't even remember. I don't know. But yeah, I swore I was single. I was doing single things, so unless I fucked up, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie though, your girlfriend now and the girlfriend you used to have, they're all like high established like women. Like they look like they have a lot going for themselves. So you
I
picked the right
love
ones.
Yeah, I love women who are like business savvy and know what they want to fucking do with their life. Like I like women who are in the creative aspects of life. Like I would be with a lawyer, I would be with a doctor or an attorney or anything like that, but something about a creative woman just stimulates my mind, because it's always inspiration. It's always like, this is the come up, this is what we're doing. Like school is good and all, but like starting from like the bottom and then working clientele up, or working your art up, or working your music up, and then succeeding is like a whole different ball game. And I respect it. Yeah, I like powerful women. They're inspirational.
I think everybody likes that. Somebody that can like stimulate them. I think you want to be somebody that can stimulate you and push you and make you better and great.
Yeah, I don't want a boring bitch. I don't think anyone wants a boring, lazy bitch. Like, no, like that's awful.
With simulation, so you look into synchronicity and all that too,
Yeah,
huh?
I'm very
I mean,
spiritual.
everybody. I mean,
yeah, everything. I have 1111 tattooed on the back of my knees because I am so inclined with the synchronicity of that number. I've seen 4 years, like 4 years I've seen it. So I do believe in it. I believe in astrology. I believe in anything spiritual. I look into and I study, and it's what I feel most at peace with, more than Christianity ever did for me,
yes.
or Catholic ever did for me.
That's
Catholicism ever did for me.
That's very true. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Like, no, you're fine. I messed up on the word. Go ahead.
No, it's not good. I see, like I see 555, 444, all these
angel
different
numbers 11, everywhere. Yeah.
Yes.
Angel numbers.
Definitely.
So what I've seen is that a lot of people will look up on Google, like, what is the meaning of 555? What I found has been more comforting to me is that when you see that number, see what just happened within you. See if you could see a pattern within, let's say, like, oh, I feel really good today, and I got this email about this thing I wanted to do when I was younger, but I never did, and you see 555, and then the next email is 555. So try to relate it more to how you feel rather than Googling like all this other shit. But Google it is pretty accurate with the guardian angels and your archangels and security and safeness. So it all just like, you just take what you want to relate to, because at the end of the day, people will be like, astrology's stupid, you know, like you open an astrology account and be like, Leo, you're gonna have a good day. Like, no shit, like, of course I'm gonna have a good day. But there's like so much more. There's your moon sign, there's your rising, there's your Mars, there's your Venus, because when you're born, the planets are in the exact location they are, in the degree they are, that makes you who you are. That's why we're all so damn different.
That's true.
We're so like, no Leo is gonna act like me. No, I don't know what your zodiac signs are, but my girlfriend's like Cancer. No Cancer I've met has acted like her. So it's all, you know, exactly. So I just like, when people are like, it's all.
What are you, Clark?
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo?
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, when's your birthday?
I'm a Taurus.
Yeah, mine is July 28th.
Oh, you're a Leo. You're right in the Leo, right when it starts. And he's a Taurus, so I know he's hard-headed as hell.
No, it's cool. Rose is cool, man. Rose
I'm
is
shout
cool.
out.
Rose
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like, even Meek Mill's a Taurus too, and you see how I wouldn't. I don't think. Well, I've never been around him, but would you think Meek Mills and me got the same personality, Clark, from based off of like what you see and hear?
Nah.
You see, that's what I'm saying. So when people say, "Oh, all Tauruses act alike" and this and that, I don't really agree. Me and Chris Brown got the same birthday.
Yeah, you're definitely not Chris Brown, thank God. Love you,
Exactly,
Chris Brown. I don't know if you'd ever hear this, but like, this man is nothing like you.
Exactly. So all people, I don't believe when people be like, "Oh, all Taurus or this, you all Leos and this are the same," and they based off of like all this characteristics.
It is
and stuff
true to a certain extent. So there's like an unevolved Leo, prideful, egotistical, spotlight on them all the time, selfish. That is an unevolved Leo. An evolved Leo would be a giving Leo, a loving Leo, a family-oriented Leo. So there's levels to it. So there's like people who don't heal themselves. Like I said, I'm going to bring up inner child again, because it's all when we were kids. That's what made us who we are today. So back then I was very like, I was an asshole back then, until I went to therapy and I learned more about myself and how I heal whatever trauma I've been to. So now I'm more giving and I want more family and I'm all this, all that. So like for Taurus, it is stereotypical to be like, oh, you're hard-headed. But you can also look at it as, you're just very dedicated to what you think. You're not hard-headed. You're able to listen to other people's views, but it's very hard to convince you otherwise, because you usually always have facts.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's very broad.
Facts,
you're pretty much saying.
Yeah.
It could be depicted any way possible, like how you want to depict it. Okay, and since you guys are talking about that, you're actually into crystals.
Yes, crystal healing, all that energy. That okay.
Yeah, I gotta get back into it, but yeah.
Crystals are just like, I just like crystals. They're pretty and they're healing. Everything has vibrational energy, and they're just in specific, the best. Other than like meditating and stuff like that.
Yeah, different frequencies, so forth. Most definitely. Like even our phones and our laptops, everything's like made out of crystals, because they need that frequency to have power to be used on certain things, so they can communicate with each other.
Yeah.
So they know. They know, but they're hiding it. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was about to get into it.
Yeah, Clark gets deep with it. He gets deep with it, but it's very educational because some people don't think that deep with it. So when you do go deep, Clark, you gotta think about it. You might be opening somebody's eyes. So
Okay,
you
so
might want to start getting to more.
okay, so there's a guy. I'm just gonna give this little thing. I forgot his name. He used to make a ton of YouTube videos on how he makes orgone pyramids and crystals. And what he used to do, he used to live by an army base, and he knows that there's a lot of radiation. So what he would do, he would dig out a big hole inside of a tree and put the orgone pyramid in there. And they caught on to him, and let me just say they caught on to him, and he disappeared. Nowhere to be found. His YouTube got deleted. Why would they do that if he has no harm? And this is outside of the base. If he's not doing any harm, and what he was doing doesn't work to block radiation, to block radio signals, because of course, orgone pyramid, if you look into it, it's very powerful and absorbs frequencies that are bad and brings out good energy, and it does a lot more. But so if it's doing that, that means the frequencies, radio frequencies that are going from the base to the airplanes and all this other stuff can't reach it. So that's why
the government is fucking scary, dude. Like, it is terrifying.
Yep.
How many people go missing? How many people die of a mysterious death? Like, no, it's all planned. It's all oriented to their benefit. Like, what if the people found out that the power we have within ourselves and the environments that are given to us for free, it'd be a fucking rampage. They lose their control of fear because the government is fear-based. You can only have control of people through fear.
Exactly.
So, shit's crazy.
And
I agree with that to a certain extent, because if you was to tell everybody the truth, some people is gonna cause fear. Some people's gonna be like, okay, I understand. But some people look at the coronavirus. You see what people are doing when they thought everybody was gonna die, or there was a shortage of toilet paper or whatever the case was.
Oh my God!
People going crazy. It was you against the world after that.
Even that, apocalypse. Yeah, exactly. It's the apocalypse on the U.S. dollar, but anyways, and that's what's really going on. Because here's the thing: I'm just gonna let you know what's happening. I don't know if you know, Candy, but
Clark being right so far. He said Donald Trump is gonna lose.
I told you guys.
Thank God for that.
He said that the dollar is depreciating, and there's going to be a what is it called? A depression. They're going to blame it on Biden. That's what he said.
They always do.
Let's see.
Okay, so yeah, they blame it on the Democrat. I knew he was going to lose. When you follow the trail of money and see where it's going, like instead of worrying about coronavirus, a lot of people worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I don't care. But I don't care if somebody has it right next to me. I'm not going to catch it, and I know how to. I'm not going to say why I can't, but
certain people can't get it though.
Yeah, it's mental. But you remember
older
when
people can't get it; they're more prone to it.
Yeah,
the people with asthma, the older elderly people, they're more prone to it, which causes the death, which is, I think, the saddest part of it. I still think that the virus it's obviously, I think it is man-made. It was a man-made virus. There's no way that virus came out of nowhere. And then they couldn't find out a solution to it after a year. And how many deaths? It's crazy. It's a lot of what's it called? Theories people have. But either way, you believe what you want to believe, and whatever makes you sleep better at night.
And exactly. And the thing with that, I'm gonna get into like just a little bit. Like, I don't know if you heard about it, Ken, but I like natural remedies too. So
like homeopathic remedies, stuff like that.
Yeah. There's one that's very powerful. Like if you want to look into it, it's Thieves Oil. So Thieves Oil was found out after the plague. The plague that happened in London, England, Europe, and all of that. So you would always hear about these thieves that go and steal people's jewelry. This is real. Like they found diaries, they found people writing about them. So the thieves would go into the people who had plague, like into their houses. And a lot of these people were egotistical, like rich people, so they would actually keep the jewelry on them while they're dying. They know they're going to die. And they'll keep the jewelry on them and be like, yeah, the thieves are still not going to come and touch it. Guess what? Thieves will take it right off of there. never catch the plague. Why? Because it's called Thieves Oil. So it's made out of 5 essential oils. There's clove, I believe cinnamon, lemon oil, I believe it's eucalyptus. I forget the other ones, but it's made out of 5 essential oils. It's also called 5 guards.
Mm-hmm.
And they would put it in their nose, they'll put it on their hands, put it in their mouth. And clove by itself is a very powerful. I don't know if you you've seen cloves like especially in Hispanic people in the Caribbean use it. Like my family's from the Caribbean, so they use cloves in their food. It's highly antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, super powerful. Just that alone, and the other ones are also. They never caught the plague, and you'll have them write in the diary, like the thieves would write in their own diary. People would write in there saying the thieves would always come, never catch it. So that's just something
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And
so I also think that is like a mental thing. Like if you believe it will work, it will work. If there was a thief that was like, I don't think this will work, but I'll do it anyway, guaranteed. Like your mind is a powerful thing. When Corona happened, I thought I had it, and I kept convincing myself like I had it. I didn't have it. But that energy you put out into thinking, I'm so scared I have it, you're gonna and eventually get it if you keep thinking that. But if you go into there with, I'm not gonna get it, I can't, like it won't, it's not in my divine to catch this, you probably won't catch it. It's obviously much more it's much more complicated and deep rooted for the coronavirus, but in general, that just is a fact about anything, whether it's a job you want or a person you want, you already have to claim it that it's yours, and that's just what it is.
That's very true.
Yeah, I agree. There's a difference though when people say it's fake. I don't think it's fake though either.
I don't think it's fake either. No, hell no.
Yeah.
No, that's one thing I'm not gonna.
There's this thing on Twitter. It was these FedEx trucks. They were doing a shipment of the vaccine, and it was a bunch of Trump supporters saying, "Yeah, like we get the vaccine," and people were like, "Aren't most of the Trump supporters the people that say the virus is fake?" And now they're cheering on the trucks that are now distributing it out of Michigan. It was just like this whole like troll thing. Like people didn't understand the what's it called? Not narcissistic way, but not bipolar either. It's like a, God damn it, I forgot the word. What was it, babe? Hypocritical. Thank you. I love you. Hypocritical. But
we love you too.
They love you, babe. She loves you guys.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Trump for you though. I'm not surprised. That's Trump for you.
Man, this whole 4 years have been a reality TV show.
Have another reality TV show. The other one, I forgot what was the other one. I forgot what
The Apprentice
used to have. Yeah, The Apprentice.
Yeah, Apprentice. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this one had more ratings though. This one was global.
Yeah, this one everyone was watching. Everyone was watching.
Yeah.
Oh, they cut off the season though. Thank God, it's done. Production company was like, "We're done."
Action cut.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And yeah, are you into crypto at all?
Cryptocurrency. I'm really bad at math. I am really bad at the stock market, so I never got into it.
Okay, so what's happening right now is with cryptocurrency, the coronavirus is tied into that. So the reason why we're really on lockdown is not because of coronavirus. It's because in March of this year was the largest crash in the whole history of the U.S. Besides the Great Depression. And what's going on behind that is the real reason why you cannot really travel is because the US dollar is not worth anything. But you can go to certain places that are accepting the US dollar, but you go to other places, they're not accepting it. So that's why, because US dollar is not worth anything. So now they're coming up with a with a game plan, and it's called the Banking for All Act. And if you look it up, every person, whether you like it or not, is going to have a digital cryptocurrency wallet.
I heard of that.
Yes. So that's what's happening right now behind the scenes, because now they're passing regulatory, like just passing regulations, or they're trying to, because the U.S. Treasury, the Senate, and a few other the central banks, because there are different central banks in like India, here in America, all over. They all have to come to an agreement on what crypto is. The main one is XRP. So that is going to be used to, it's going to be huge, because it's going to make a lot of people who are poor or like not doing good or just wasn't, financially literate, even if you invest in it, you're going to be crazy. It's going to be astronomical, because it solves $155 trillion a day issue, which is
What?
Yeah, because foreign exchange is $155 trillion a day. So it's solving the issue of wire transfers. So wire transfers are I think they're like 95% successful. A lot of people be like, yo, that's high. But then again, you got to think about the people that don't, the businesses that send their money. And if it doesn't go in a week, then they have to wait another week. So that's 2 weeks, because it takes a week to transfer. With XRP, because XRP Ripple is the tech, each crypto has a technology behind it. So Ripple, you can send money, doesn't matter if it's across seas, in 3 seconds. It's boom, it's there.
That's gonna change the game. That is insane. I didn't even know. I knew about it. I just didn't know how deep it went.
Yes,
Wow.
It goes deeper than that, but I'll be here. Trust me, like so let me put it like this. Brad Garlinghouse, he's the CEO of Ripple Industries, which is XRP. It's the same Ripple. He's the CEO of Ripple Laboratories. He's the only CEO in history to even sit down with the central banks. So that says something.
Wow.
He has some power.
Yeah,
So I just look into that. For anybody else out there watching, look into it, because XRP was at 11 cents and it's now at 50 cents. It was at 90 cents and it dropped, but it's going to go back up because Spark dropped. There's another.
The best time to get into it then.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust me.
But how do people even get into it? Like, for like the people listening, how do you even start and understand how to really start investing in that?
Go ahead,
there's an app called CoinBase. So yeah, start with CoinBase. CoinBase is an app where you can buy and sell cryptos. I recommend the 2 main ones are Stellar Lumens and XRP. Ripple XRP. Ripple and XRP is the same thing. So look for XRP. That's the acronym. You'll see it on there. So download CoinBase. It's going to want you to set up your bank account to it so you can buy crypto. And it's going to ask you for your social, because they want to tax you when you make the money. So, of course. So people get scared of that, but they just want to tax you, basically. But I just wanted to...
You need to DM me all this information, Clark, because, like, I don't know. I might start off the new year, like, with this shit on my phone.
I got you. No, I got you. Because, yeah, I'm going to send it to you, because, yeah, that's what's going on behind the scenes, really. Really, that's what's really going on. And I'm going to send you a YouTube channel that I watch the stuff, like actual proof. And he goes through the proof. So while everybody's like worrying about other stuff, BLM and coronavirus and all that, he's giving you like facts, like documents.
Yeah.
Every day, like interviews of what they're saying and keywords that they're using. And they refer to it as Bitcoin, but they're really talking about Ripple.
Okay.
Because, like when they talk about crypto these days, they say, oh, Bitcoin, because that's the main one that everybody knows. Bitcoin is at 19,000. And it's projected.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and it's projected to go to 100,000, which sounds crazy. So if that goes to 100,000, Ripple is at 50 cents. Imagine where Ripple's going to go to. It's going to go to the 4 digits, which is already projected to go to 4 digits. So imagine you get in at 50 cents, it goes to $1,000.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good come up.
That's a flip. That's a flip. You know,
Babe.
did you guys see that
I couldn't see
they
your
took
phone. There was a notification that came up. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
they took all major credit cards off of Pornhub now. The only currency there is cryptocurrency now.
Hmm.
My girlfriend just told me that she made 2,000 off of Coinbase and Litcoin.
No, Coinbase, and I invested in Litecoin and Ethercoin.
When the fuck were you gonna tell me this information?
Yeah, you supposed to put Kandyce on. What's going on? She's
So
trying to make
she
money
already
for you
has-
guys for your future.
Yeah. So all right, get with your girl. Get with your
She knows what
girlfriend.
she's doing.
Yeah, she knows
You
what she's
used to be into crypto. You're.
I talked to your dad about it. He wanted me to invest in it.
Well, that's great. You talk to my dad, but I'm your fucking girlfriend. I didn't even know that shit. Wow. We could have been making bank. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Wow, that's crazy. This is crazy. Y'all. What we're talking about Ripple. She thinks she's some big shit. She goes, I used to do that, and she walks away with her little new BBL body. Like
Yo. I'm gonna send you the videos on Ripple, yo. I'm gonna send it to you.
no, let me know because I know she'll be ecstatic to watch it also.
Yeah, most definitely.
Perfect.
Your
perfect.
podcast is making people money. Look at this shit. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
we're putting education. We're going to educate people.
From the gay
Let's wrap it
community
up.
to your bank account.
Exactly.
Yo.
Let's wrap it up. Let everybody know where they can find you, and then we definitely gonna bring you back on.
No, for sure. I'm excited in the future, but you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Kandyce Jewel, Kandyce, and then Jewel, not what you smoke. It's the Jewel. And yeah, that's all. That's all my whole for all my social media platforms. But thank you guys so much for having me. This was really fun. This is what I needed during a quarantine.
No problem.
Yeah.
I got
It
you.
was cool
And you
having
I see you coming down here too for the holidays. So have a safe drive.
Thank you guys. Clark, I'm gonna be checking my DMs. You better get into it.
No, I got
I'll
it.
make I'm gonna do a group chat. I'm gonna do a group chat with all of us.
You should.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'd appreciate that for sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a group chat and then we can go from there.
All right. Thank you guys so much for having me.
For culture.